But you, as soon as you turn off the light, you flip over and you just jump on top of me. And I'm thinking to myself, bro, let me go through my process here. You know, to the point where I had to tell you, I was like I have back pain because of you.
Yeah.
Okay. Hi, I'm Peter.
And I'm Katia.
Welcome to the This and That Chat. What's on your mind?
Just making sure everything works nice and straight for you.
It's working nice and straight. We're good.
You good?
Yes.
Okay. I can talk freely now.
You can talk freely.
No, apparently I can't. Apparently, there's times when I can speak and other times when I cannot speak.
Well,
when it
if
interrupts your intro, I can speak.
If I'm not recording and you're speaking and then you're like, "Oh, that's a funny part. That's going to be great on the podcast," but it's not recorded, what do we do?
Bro, people missed it then. That happens a lot.
Okay. And then if I hit record and we have an intro that we do, but you're talking all the way through the intro, how does that work?
What did I say, by the way?
I don't know. You were just talking randomly.
No, nothing is ever random. Everything has a purpose. The problem is that if it gets lost, it's just lost in the oblivion.
So what was it that you said?
But that's my point.
You
I don't even
know?
remember. I don't even remember. I lose my place all the time.
Do you remember how we used to say, if you don't remember, it was a lie?
Yeah.
Where did that come from?
My mom. I don't know where she got it from, but she always said that. If you tell her, oh, there was something I was going to tell you, but I forgot what it is, she was like, it was a lie. Which, it's funny because I feel like that would make me think about it harder because obviously it wasn't a lie. It's just, ADHD brain. I'm already thinking about 5 other things.
Could you move on from it so fast?
I don't know. The thing is like I feel, and I think we've discussed this on another episode, is that I feel like my memory can be absolutely stellar when I engage it for something specifically. If I want to memorize your name, if it's important to me to remember your name, I will remember your name. I'm never going to forget your name. Okay.
I forget names easily.
Yeah, I know. But I'm saying like for me, that's a thing, right? If I need to learn something for a test, I will remember certain things. But that's me. Like I feel like putting all my superpower into this one thing. Other smart people, I feel, can just look at something and be like, got it, moving on to 50 million other things, right? I can't. I have to like zoom in to that.
Okay. Literally right now, I just had that problem.
With what?
So I was thinking of where we were going to go with what we were talking about, and I completely missed what you were saying to me.
Okay, so that is normal.
But I got enough of it to understand that exactly what you were talking about is what happened to me.
I don't think so.
Yes.
No, because I was talking about smart people.
So you're calling me dumb?
No, I mean, it's just that's not. I wasn't giving an example of that. But
Okay,
maybe
so
in your own way,
Hold
you're
on.
relating to what I'm saying.
So tell me again what you were saying so that I can hear it. I'm going to focus on you now. Go.
See, okay, so you're using the whole zooming and focusing on a conversation. That's an example of the need I feel that we have to be intentional about certain things. Otherwise, we lose our place or we are not listening. Okay. But what I was referring more to is specific memory things, right? So if I'm having a conversation with you, I feel that sometimes for me personally, I feel like I have like this bubble of stuff, data that's just going to like come out, right? And it's so jumbled here, and it's got to make its way here where it has to be intelligible for you. So there's already a lot going on doing that, where boom, I trust you. I'm just like going to throw these at you, right? Boom, boom, boom. And then if you tell me, wait, what was that? I wasn't keeping track of that, right? I've forgotten it because this wasn't a prepared speech that I had that you can ask me questions. Now, in other things, like at work or something like that, if I have been tasked with giving a presentation about something,
but you're preparing for that, though.
Exactly is what I'm saying. Yeah. So I feel that other people don't have that problem, where I've spoken to other people who will be like, oh, what was I saying? And I'll be like, damn, like, it beats me. Why?
You should have caught me on another day, because today's not your
right
day.
But then they'll be like, oh yeah, about this and this, and it's like, wow, that's marvelous how they can do that. Now I think that what you were saying,
but there are people who they have the ability to jump subject over subject over subject and still come back and remember exactly where they were. Which
I don't know that those people do that, though. I don't know that. I feel like they're very structured. They stay in.
No, but I'm not putting those people into this category. What I'm saying is, just in general, there are people who can have a conversation with you and then be distracted and talk about something else and move over here and jump over there and just follow this rabbit trail and then be like, anyways, back to what I was saying. Boom, and then go right back to it. Mm-hmm. Like, bro, by the time, if I change a subject, I can jump back to one subject. But if I change a subject and that subject changes again, and then it changes again, I have no idea what's going on. Like, I'm right now holding on to an ADHD comment that I want to put to what you said. Uh-huh. I know the comment. Uh-huh. I don't know what you said that triggered me wanting to tell you that comment.
If you say the comment, maybe I will know what part was it that I said that made you think about that.
So I was going to say something about the weighted blanket. Uh-huh. Because so this week you said to me, I think I'm ready to make a change. And you looked at me dead serious in the face, and I was like, what's going on? And you were like, I'm ready to get my own blanket to go to sleep. Because we share a blanket. And that's a conversation that we've had with other people. They're like, what? You share a blanket? How is that possible? I don't understand that. Right? But here you are telling me that, right? Anyways. See, I even changed the subject because that's not what I'm talking about. So my comment was going to be that I've heard that a weighted blanket helps people who suffer with ADHD to be able to rest at night. Like it's almost like a calming, help me out here. Like it just creates like a cocoon. There you go. That's it. Like it creates this cocoon where you feel like in the womb, you feel safe. You're in. Do
you remember the womb?
Do I remember the womb? No. No, but I remember the movie Look Who's Talking. Did you ever see that movie?
No.
I like that movie. Anyways, it creates this like comfort space where you can actually rest. Uh-huh. You know?
Just to like attach something to it, I did read something, I've done no research on it, that if you want to stop restless leg syndrome, there was an article that said to tie a sock around your ankle. So I'm imagining your long socks that you use for work.
And just do it like a knot?
Like a little knot, nothing that's going to cut off your blood, but that was supposed to help. And if it's true, again, I haven't done any research. If it is true, it is sort of holding you down in a way, right? Mm-hmm. It's putting some type of pressure on your leg.
It's a mental thing.
But I wonder if it would actually work, because you have that. So that was just a little interesting.
Since we're going into the sleep,
No, don't drift too far away.
No, I'm trying, but we're going into the sleep
You like that?
Yeah, I did. It took me a second though. I was like, wait, she just threw a pun at me. Anyways, so since we're drifting into the sleep,
Okay.
I forgot what I was saying. Damn you, woman.
Sorry. Restless leg syndrome.
Oh, since we're drifting into the sleep a little bit, so I've been using the Snuggie, right, to sleep, and I haven't been covering myself. I cannot stand having stuff on top of me. It's just, like, I'm the whole night on, off, on, off, on, off. And I think that's part of the reason why you've been moved towards getting your own, because I'm probably,
I thought we were going to touch on that specifically, but just if we're going to do it very quickly, the reason for me wanting my own blanket now is because we're
going to talk.
Oh, we are.
Yeah.
Because you're kind of saying something about it right now.
So I'll walk us into it and then you can take off.
Well, no, because we're still like 3 steps behind over there.
Oh, okay.
I'm walking us back there.
So do we pin this?
Yes, pin the
and
blanket.
Attempt to come back.
No,
to it.
I got it. So this is what I wanted to add. Are you finished? Because I don't want to interrupt your thought.
I'm not done.
Okay, go.
But
your stuff is about that.
Yes, I don't want to go into it if we're going to have a conversation about it. So we're going to pin this.
Okay. Will you be able to remember what you were going to say?
Yes. Just throw the Snuggie at me.
Yeah.
And then
we'll get into that. So just walking us back to where we started so that we can progress forward. For me, right, I feel that there can be a misconception from people that, oh, if I ask you, like, where was I, and you don't remember, you weren't listening to me, right? And that doesn't happen intentionally. Like, I am listening to what you're saying. The problem is that there's 2 types of listening that I do. And I've noticed that I've started doing the second one on the podcast. Okay. The first type of listening is I'm listening to what you're saying, and then you said Snuggie, and I think about my Snuggie, and then I think about where is my Snuggie, and wow, I haven't used my Snuggie, and I was really using it during the colder months. It's probably time to take it out. I'm going to wash it. I'm going to do all this stuff. And all of a sudden, I'm coming back into the conversation. You're now somewhere else, and I don't remember where you were. Okay. You are drifting.
You don't remember the
steps. You are drifting.
You don't remember the steps. No, what I'm doing is because of you.
Why?
You didn't do it on the camera, but you did your whole, like, sing-song
in
yawning.
The car. It was in the car. You know what? I'm going to say what was.
Now.
No, bro. It was in the car. And after I did it, you said, you know what? You annoy me. And I thought, oh my God. My yawn annoys him.
You didn't do that in the car.
Yes, sir. That's why I was like, like forever. And I've done the same yawn for 25 years. And 25 years later, he's going to tell me that I annoy him with my yawn. That wasn't even
the thing that we were talking about.
I know, but that's where my mind went.
Okay, now we need to talk about the annoying.
Yeah, but hold on. That's another pin, okay?
Oh my God.
I need to finish this.
Hold on.
No, I got it, honey. I got it.
No, because you're going to leave it.
No, we're going to come
back.
back.
Peter thinks that Kepnia is annoying.
Honey, this is going to be a great conversation, okay? So we've got 2 things. Now, so that's my one way of listening, right? Where to me, it's fluid conversation, but it allows me to like wander off into somewhere else, okay? And then I'm going to jump back in. All right. And say, oh my gosh, but do you know that Amazon had Snuggies like this? And now all of a sudden I've changed the direction of the conversation. And if I'm speaking with someone who matches that with me, we can jump around those things. And it's a happy, like, I don't have to put, it's not work for me, right? We're just having conversation. However, when I'm having a conversation with someone who doesn't talk like that or is not matching that energy with me, and then all of a sudden I come out of my thoughts and I come back in, and then now they're talking about, Transformers, and I'm like, how did we get from the blanket? If they ask me anything, so now I'm in my head again thinking, oh my God, I missed it, and they're continuing to talk and I'm just missing more and more and more. Okay, so it's not that I wasn't paying attention, it's just easily distracted, right? So what have I started doing on the podcast is that now I feel like my listening is like I'm studying for a test, right? So you're talking about the Snuggie and the weighted blanket. So in my mind, I'm saying Snuggie, weighted blanket, Snuggie, weighted blanket, so that I'm doing that. And then you talk about the next thing, which is, oh, what you said in the truck. So now I'm pinning, okay, Snuggie, weighted blanket, the truck. Okay. So I am forcefully working on remembering what we said and what we didn't finish so that we can walk it back and finish that conversation. All right. But it is mentally taxing for me because I feel that then I have to shut off my mind from being able to, oh, I wanted to say something about that. Okay. But it's interesting to me, right, that it is achievable. So I can walk it back.
Well, there's people who have scatterbrains that are forced because of their job or because of their life choices to focus, because otherwise they would lose their job or lose a human.
Right.
You know, like,
yeah.
You know, it becomes a thing that if you're not, it's a forced.
It is. And so I feel that for many people, they don't understand how mentally wearing that is, because you have to be engaged in, remember, the steps, the expectations, whatever it is, instead of just being and just functioning, right? Mm-hmm. From the outside, I think it looks easy. And then from the inside, I feel that those are the days where perhaps there was too many things, because I feel already in my job doesn't allow for you to be distracted. Okay.
Right.
We're playing with very specific things that need to be happening. Right.
But your job is very, very procedural. It's all based on procedures. Mm-hmm. So that's one thing that even though you're scatterbrained, you're very good at understanding. Here are the steps to do something. So like
I need steps.
Yes.
I need the steps.
So that structure for you allows you to thrive. That's why you're so good at, like last night you were talking to me about a mistake that you made yesterday. It wouldn't be that big of a deal for me. For you, you were like losing your mind. Like you were not restful. You were worried that you were going to go through the entire weekend thinking about it. You went 15 steps forward about how it was going to ruin your entire weekend thinking about, something.
But why? I just want to clarify something, right? Why? Because there's procedure, and then there's something that's done outside of procedure, right? So for me, right, that's a mistake. I didn't stay in step with procedure. However, the thing itself is not a mistake.
Right.
It's just not in the procedure, but it is allowable. Does that make sense?
Right.
So that's why for you look at it and you're like, well, but that's okay. There's nothing wrong that you did. Right. There's nothing ethically or morally wrong that was done. Right. But for me, it was, if 2 + 2 = 4, right? It's like you put 1 + 3 = 4. Yeah, it still equals 4, but you told me 2 + 2.
I already, in my mind, have become so cynical of the corporate world that when things like this happen, I'm like, I can't go back to this. There's mm-hmm. no way. There's no way in my life that I would be able to go back to having somebody like
sneer at you,
sneer at me. Oh my God,
speak
you did
condescendingly to you.
I'll give you an example of what happened this week, and I actually haven't told you this, so this is going to be the first time I tell you this.
Oh, let me get a sip of my tea because I'm about to get more tea.
All right, so it's not good tea. Huh? It's not good tea.
What do you mean?
What I'm about to tell you.
It's bad tea?
It's bad tea.
Are you in trouble?
Well, it's not necessarily in trouble, but I did.
Are you in a pickle?
Well, I'm losing a community because of it.
Oh dear.
But anyways.
That is tea though.
Yes, but it's one of the communities that I was like, I'm holding on to it just because I'm holding on to it. And at the end of the day, I may not lose it because they may choose to change their mind. Anyways, so it's tree trimming tree trimming season. I'm trying to push through tree trimming season. I want to finish. I want to turn
Tree
the boom.
trimming season.
Like, it's just, I'm done. I'm done with it.
You're over it.
It creates extra stress. Whatever. So, I, goodness, what's the word?
Overbooked yourself.
No, it's not that I overbooked myself. This community took 6 months to decide that they wanted to do tree trimming, and I was already getting ready to turn in the machinery until November when I was going to use it again. So I subcontracted. I subcontracted this guy, the one that's been helping me with this work, to go and do the tree trimming in this community at no profit for me. All I said was, I just need to get this taken care of, but I need it off of my plate. So he gave me a price. I gave them that same price. They agreed on it. I put them over there. So they did not like that I had subcontracted the work. But the guys are wearing one of my shirts. They're there working under my name. It doesn't matter. I could have sent anybody over there. But the truck says the name of the other company. Right? So they're saying, oh, it's a subcontract. They're not under your insurance. Blah, blah, blah. All this kind of stuff. Then one of the board members was like, oh, you need workman's comp. And I was like, I don't need workman's comp. My line of work is a service maintenance line where my employees are 1099 employees. At the end of the year, I give them a 1099. They're responsible to pay their own taxes. The only employees under my company that are actual employees is you and me. That's it. Okay? And you don't even take a salary, right? I'm the only one who takes a salary because you already have a job, and we're not going to double up.
And I just like helping you.
It's on there because we need to have a second person.
In case you
die. So they had this whole big cow about it, and they're like, yeah, well, you have to get insurance if you want to stay working with us. And I told them, I've been in this community for 10 years. Never, ever. I do tree trimming every single year. I cut the grass twice a month. I've done all the work here. We've never had an issue. And all of a sudden, because this guy comes in and now says that because his son is a business owner, that I need to have...
How did they talk to him, though?
Because he's part of the board. It just came up in conversation.
Oh, I see. Okay.
He's like, well, why is this truck here? This is not Zamora. Blah, blah, blah. Whatever. It just became a thing. And I went over there to talk to him, and I was like, listen, you make a decision. I'm not getting workman's comp. Okay? It cost me monthly half of what you guys pay me to do the service here, which means I won't even be able to cover payroll. So that's your decision. I go, I service the community on Tuesday, right? Which is just a couple days away, and I still haven't heard if I'm still taking care of the property. So I don't know. But at the end of the conversation, I was strong with them, and I let them know. I was like, if you want my services, this is how you take my services. If you don't like my service, if you don't want to do my services, then I'm out. I don't have a problem. I don't need your monthly coming in. I can use the time that I spend here monthly, which is 10 hours between the two services, and I can use that somewhere else and probably make more money than what I'm making here with you guys. So you let me know what you want to do. Radio silence. I've not heard anything from them. They actually stopped my workers, told them that they wanted them to leave.
Oh, so then that's probably, doesn't that already say for you?
And I told them, I was like, you want me to stop with 3 trees left? Then I'm going to bill you for the work that we've done. And you guys find somebody else to finish the work. Well, the thing is, why don't you just get the insurance? I'm like, I already told you I'm not going to do it. He's like, what if we were to pay for it? Just for a month so you can finish. And I was like, no. it's this way or that. No, but the thing is, that's not how you do it. And I'm like, you don't tell me. I told the guy just like this. You don't tell me how to run my business. When you're the owner, you can do what you want, but you're not gonna tell me.
This is good tea.
And I went to leave to walk away, and the president came and he talked to me, and he's like, "Listen, give me a chance. Let me talk to them.
Calm. Chill.
Calm down." I told him, I'm like, I can't calm down right now. You're asking me to be relaxed when I had somebody who has no business telling me how to run my business. Tell me how to run my business, as if he knows. First of all, he's not even a business owner to begin with. Second of all, he's using my son is a business owner, so he knows that what you need. No, he doesn't. He doesn't do landscaping.
Right. Different businesses need different things.
But this is a normal thing, though.
Right.
I have community managers and community like president and board members. They're like, well, my cousin is a landscaper and he does this cheaper. And my comment is always the same. Have him do it for you then. Guess who they always end up doing it with? Because it's BS. It's BS. I know that I undercharge.
It's bukkake.
I know.
You got to say that.
Bukkake?
You know what that is?
No.
You don't know?
No.
Oh. I thought that was like a term that's floating around there.
No, it isn't.
It's SHIT.
Oh, got it. What was I saying?
You were saying that.
Oh. No.
You tell them, why don't you get them to do it? And then they don't do it because.
I said, right, got it. So I know that my pricing.
Wow, Chicago.
I know that my pricing is cheaper than some of the other people that are out there. Okay. But.
Against my protest, FYI.
I know. But what I'm able to do is I pair it up with other work that I'm doing. Mm-hmm. So my profit is actually much higher. So if they decide to go with somebody else because the other person's going to save them $200, mm-hmm. I'm going to lose out on $1,000 of profit. Mm-hmm. You know? So I've got to weigh those things. So yeah, maybe I'm a little bit undercut, but at the end of the day, I put it together with the service of the community, and all of a sudden now my profit is exponentially larger. So it's all balanced.
Can you tell me the pin on what time we're in right now? Because I want to interject something into when you edit the video.
28:50.
Okay.
Why?
Because I thought about Chicago. 28:50. Okay.
So you weren't listening to me.
100%.
You were like, bukkake.
It's bukkake. No, it's not bukkake.
What's bukkake?
Say that.
Oh no. What did I say?
I wouldn't look at it.
Hold on. I don't even know how to spell it.
Let's try B.
Oh shit. I'm like, bro.
I warned him. I done warned you.
No. Do you know the definition?
Oh yeah. 28.
Why do you know the definition?
Because what do you think happened? I heard bukkake, and then I was told not to be confused with the other one, and I said, "Well, what's that?" And I started looking it up.
Okay, so what's the one that you're using?
BUKKA.
But buka?
It doesn't exist, bro.
No, buka? That's price, bro.
It's the safe way of saying what you blurted out.
Okay, I'm out, bro.
Yeah, well.
I'm out.
Too late.
Okay. What were you saying?
Probably conclusion, you were saying that it felt good. No, you told me 28:15.
50.
50. Okay. That probably it just feels good to be able to tell somebody, don't tell me how to do my job. And
Oh, it felt good.
it's, yeah, and you can decide. Like, you don't have to be subjected to other people's whatever, right? But back to the structure thing, right? In my personal life, I detest having structure. I don't like being constrained to schedules or you have to do this and this way and all that stuff, because that's me. That's my time. Like, I like to just move about freely, right? However, at work, I'm all about give me the book, because for me, it's important to what's the expectation? Tell me. You want me to hit these metrics? Done. Right? So now when you tell me, oh, well, for example, I'm going to tell you something that's going on right now, right? They gave a hard deadline. This is the time that you have to get all your yearly requirements done by this date.
You got it done and nobody else did.
Well, I mean, there's thousands of people. They tell you 3 months in advance. Okay. Guess what they just announced? The deadline has been extended. Why? Why? There's nobody who's been out for 3 months who was unable to complete.
It's the same everywhere.
Everywhere.
When I was in retail stores, we had all these things that people were supposed to go and sit down and they were supposed to do for like progressive learning, continued education, whatever, so they can learn all this new stuff. Right. You know what I ended up doing? I ended up having the best in the entire district. Like, when you looked at my metrics, like, I was in the 90, 95, 96% every single month on all that advanced stuff. You know why? Because in my office, I had a sheet of paper that had everyone's ID number and their password to get in. And I would sit in the morning and I would do it for everybody. I would literally sit there. And then what I'd do is I'd miss one person here, one person over there, one person here, one person. So I never hit 100%.
Right. Because, bro, you never hit 100%, bro.
Yeah. So, every once in a while, I'll hit 100. I'll get 1 month where I got 100. And, 1 month where I only got an 89. I was smart about it.
But I still had the highest.
I was the best. And people would call me and ask me, how do you do it? And I'm like, when they come in, I tell them to go and sit down. And I told all my employees, when you guys came in, you sat down at the computer and you did your thing. Yeah. Bro, I never got caught. The only way to do that properly is to cheat. Why? Because they don't give you any extra time. They still have the same expectation of your work. And then they want you outside of that to go and do more stuff?
No, not outside. For you to, of your work. Because by the way, when you start, it tells you that you are attesting to the fact that you are on the clock while you're doing this. Mm-hmm. You cannot do this from home, okay? However, my point is this. That was the expectation. I completed your expectation. But now you're telling me that you don't value that from me. Do you understand what I'm saying? So I feel like in certain ways, people could say, well, you're too rigid. You need to be more flexible. I do feel that there is some truth to the fact that I can tend to be rigid when you're giving me you gave me the playbook and I'm sticking to that, right? It's not that I don't have creativity and all that stuff, but you didn't say you're allowed creativity. Had you said you're allowed creativity, oh, bro, I can pour in creativity. But you're telling me it must be from point A to point B, and I'm doing point A to point B. But then it's like, well, if you got like to midway between, we're going to call that like 8.5. Where is that coming from?
Did you see the school? Well, you sent it to me.
I sent it to you.
The school in California. Now it's saying that you can get 2 out of 10 and get a passing grade.
To me,
that's the mentality that is.
What is the motivation? There's no motivation. And I go back to the movie Office Space where he sat there with the Bobs and said, "My only motivation is that I have, how many was it? 7 bosses that were telling him the same information. The only thing was not to be hassled by them. That's it."
Have you seen the video of the lady who recorded her HR meeting on a Zoom call? After she was called in for her review, her annual review, she always recorded it. It was just for her own thing. And on there, they told her that, here's your standard raise for the year. Here's your standard raise for the year. Here's, just your normal stuff. And then they said that she was, she had come in at, exceeds expectations, for her year. And then at the end of her review, they said to her, we just wanted to talk to you. We've noticed that you are getting less accomplished than you did in the previous years, and would like to know, what's the reason for it. And she told them straight out. She's like, well, the thing is that when I do more, you guys continue to give me more. You're not giving me more pay. I'm doing more than what my job expects me to do. And yet she named 3 people that were in cubicles next to her and said, so-and-so, so-and-so, and so-and-so. Okay. Do not do anything close to what I do. And yet they get paid more than I do. And she goes, how do I know that they get paid more than I do? Because our little group, we talk. Everybody knows. They get paid more than I do because I've only been here for 2 years and they've been here for 7, 9, and I think it was 10 years. So just because of the time frame that they've been here, they're getting paid more. They do less work. And yet she was getting the short end of the stick. So she's like, if you guys want me to do more, pay me more and put me in a position where I'm going to be responsible of more things. But that's the mentality that goes on nowadays, is that there's way too many people that don't feel like they need to do more, right? Because there's other people that are working with them that are not. That's why this year I actually made a change with my guys. I pulled my top workers, I pulled them aside and I gave them all a raise. And I said, this raise is only for you. It's not for them. And I named the people because I know that I have slackers. Every single business has a slacker. Mm-hmm. Okay. That is a problem. One of my biggest issues all day long is the lack of start. Okay. Mm-hmm. And I tell them this every single morning. I'm like, you guys are wasting too much time on your breaks. We need to take breaks. It's 8,000 degrees.
Right.
It's hot. But if it's 11:45 and you come back to the trailer, don't take a 20-minute break because you know that the lunch lady is going to be here at 12:15. So you're taking a 15 or 20-minute break. You put on the blower. Before you even get back to where you need to start blowing, hey, the lunch lady's here. Now you got to walk all the way back, and then you take a 30-minute lunch. So I just paid you for an hour lunch, and then at 5 o'clock in the afternoon, Pedrito, why are we going out so late? Bro, you're going out so late because you guys are wasting all this time. So my new thing is, I know I've already learned in each community kind of where they sit. Mm-hmm. And I would drive by them and I was like, remember, don't complain to me later that we're leaving late. Okay? Because you guys have been here for 20 minutes. And I've started calling them out. Mm-hmm. And what did you notice this week?
Yeah, you were home a little bit earlier, done a little bit earlier.
Yeah. And I told them, I pulled them all aside yesterday. And I said, guys, just so that you know, this is my new thing. I'm going to drive you guys crazy. I'm going to drive you guys crazy. Because we can't continue to do this. And the guys that I pulled aside and I gave them a little bit more, they came up to me and they were like, thank you for doing that because it's frustrating that we're working. He goes, I know that we're getting paid more. And I even told you, one of the guys that I paid more, he turned around and he laid them out. He gave it to the guys saying, you guys are a bunch of lazy bums. I'm not going to use the words and the phrasings that they use, but like, they speak to each other
Yeah.
in a certain way.
Honey, but I feel like what you did, right? I wish more people would do that, okay? Because I feel that companies in general, okay, have walked away from, and
Maximum effort.
this is for as long as I've worked. So I never experienced anything different than this. This is the only thing I've ever experienced. They have gone away from celebrating and rewarding the people who show up early, the people who put in maximum effort, okay? Because I'm going to say that even in any job that I've ever had, there's always, okay, we're going to address something, okay? It's important that your timesheets are correct, all right? Not partially filled in or blah, 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 right? They need to be done X, Y, and Z. Is everybody on board? Yeah. You just gave us a whole speech, but you're speaking to one person who isn't doing their job,
Right.
but you threw us all in there as though we're the
That
ones.
conversation should be held specifically with that one person.
Right, but they've walked away from doing that because oh no, because then now they're gonna feel
I have had-
singled out. Don't do it in front of other
I
people.
have
Don't
had-
embarrass them in front of other people. But do you
I've
understand?
had bosses that they do this generalization thing, and it's so frustrating. When we went to the game last week, the Yankees game,
Mm-hmm.
I saw from
That's
a
right.
distance one of my bosses. That boss,
Your old boss.
Yeah.
Yeah.
that guy put me on a process of improvement plan.
I remember that.
Okay. And I took it to HR. And I said, where is his basis for my PIP? I want to see the basis for the PIP. Because there's nothing. Look at my metrics. Everything that I was doing at the store, I was hitting all of my metrics. I was hitting sales. I was hitting payroll. I was hitting like my order percentages, my out of stock percentages. Like I was hitting absolutely everything. All my training, all my stuff. It was a smaller store, so that it was going to be in a different level. Yes, it was going to be a different level because of the size of the store. Now, when I have a situation where he had already moved me into this smaller store as a way to put in his girlfriend, because that's essentially what it was.
Yeah,
Okay?
you were the unfortunate
Yeah.
guy who caught the
mistress.
shrapnel.
Yeah, his mistress. Right? We always say karma comes to those who come looking for her, right? And when I went to HR about it, they came back and they were like, I've got to go based off of his word. And I was like, but look at everything that I'm
the
showing you.
facts.
Yeah, but he's the district manager and that's what it is. And I was like, okay, that's fine. And I took a vacation and I quit. I never came back because I was so disappointed. 8 years in that company, moving up the way that I did, opening brand new stores for them, doing all the work that I was doing.
I remember when that happened, we came to the conclusion that they were trying to force you out.
Well, the thing is that
By doing that, I mean,
I wasn't cheap.
right.
I came with 15 years of store management and district manager experience. So I didn't go in there cheap. They were bringing in brand new managers that I was training because I was a training store, and yet he was wanting to put me on a PIP. And I could see what these guys were getting paid. These guys were getting paid a third of what I was getting paid to come do the exact same job. So it was just a payroll thing, But either way, at the end of the day, karma came back at him, and he ended up losing his job and losing his family, because of his choices. And I don't wish ill on him,
Right.
you know, but at the same time, he got what he deserved, and I'm not gonna, you know, do it, you know, say anything about it. But anyways, I don't know why I went that way.
Well, we were at the game. You said you saw him. I was saying that, like, I hate getting roped into meetings.
Oh,
where,
yeah, where it's just there's these choices that are made by some of this management to make it a general thing because it's easier to say something needs to get done by having everyone listen to it instead of having it be individual. The
Well-
problem is that individual isn't listening and they still are not going to do it.
Well, and I'm going to take it a step further. You nailed it on the head when you said it was easier, but easier for management to not have to get into a confrontation.
Right.
Easier for management not to have to follow up with paperwork, because now we have to document the fact that you and I personally sat down and talked, and now it's going to have to be revisited and all that stuff. And it's like, to me, I absolutely detest it, because where is the praise? I have never been to a meeting in my life in any job that has sat there and has said, you know, to those of you, you don't even have to call out names, to those of you who come on time and are not late and who do the absolute best, thank you. You guys are rock stars. Why don't you rope us into something like that? Right? Why don't you have people feel like, wow, my work is appreciated? But instead, it's all, well, you know, make sure you're not taking your extra 30 minutes. What are you talking about? You know, like, I'm on time. Do you understand? So it's those things to me that when I'm in a situation like a schooling situation, a work situation, something that you've told me is this, I have to abide by that structure. And I'm very critical of myself if I'm not hitting that expectation. And what I have found, and what many people have said to me, is don't try so hard. Don't care so much. And it's hard for me.
Those are the people that are the problem.
No, honey. In fact, I want to say that those people started out where I started out.
And then they
know, really, there's nothing for it.
Shame.
It's such a shame. It's such a shame. But my point is that I don't know how to downshift from there, right? Like, okay, I'm trying, like, don't be so hard on yourself.
But
it's
I
okay
always
to
tell you the same thing. I'm like, bro, you're just trying to get to retirement.
Yeah, I know, but it's like, right. So shouldn't I be doing just enough?
No. Do your work and do it at the level where you are going to go home and you're going to feel good about your job.
That's it. But it's like going hard.
That's why, like, I go to work and I'm doing what I'm doing at my level. I want my business to succeed, you know, like, yes, there are things that I'm going to do and I'm going to do it my way because that's what it needs to be, that so that I can go home and be in peace at the work that I'm doing.
And that's another thing. Like, I feel that there is, and maybe we see it differently for each other, but I feel like we both have a perfectionist streak in us in our own ways, right? Where for me, it has to be this way if that's what you told me, right? For me personally at home, like, let's take the grocery shopping, right? Yeah, it can just go anywhere. Whatever. It's going to get to where it goes, and that's it, right? Don't squish the eggs. That's the only rule, right? For you, you're structured all the time, right? That's not me. So, but I feel that you
were never structured, and now we are getting closer to a medium.
No, but I'm saying, even when I'm thinking when I was little, right? If I was in a situation, for example, in school, right? When I went to college, my very first class was Algebra 1 in college. I hated math growing up, and I felt like I was terrible at math. And I ended that class top of my class. where that professor
Physics.
where that professor stood in front and displayed my homework, my written homework, that he had said in the beginning, it is not required for you to turn it in, but it is advised. Bro, he would put homework, I would do my homework, and I would turn it in. And I remember he held it up and he said, this person cares. Okay. Do you know how I know that they care? Because they even took time to decorate their paper before turning it in. Bro, I wanted the earth to swallow me. I was so embarrassed.
Bro, the reason you decorated your paper was because that was the only thing keeping you sane.
Exactly, okay. And I'm making like doodles and then like little, what are they called? Mandalas and all that stuff, right? Bro, I was so embarrassed. And I thought maybe he was poking fun at me, right? But he wasn't. And then I finished top of the class. I was so impressed with myself. But why? Because like I said, I feel like in certain situations, I can focus in and get the job done, even though it's mentally excruciating for me. But I do have the ability to do that, especially if you tell me my expectation of you is this. Okay, I need to surpass that. I need to.
Okay.
It's like a sickness.
Perfect transition.
Okay.
This is why you're annoying.
Okay, yeah, okay. I was going to transition us, I remember,
Right.
and the Snuggie. We got both.
This is why you are annoying. Okay?
Okay.
Because you hear something and you take the face value of those words and then you proceed to attempt to not deviate and force the situation into it's what is it, a square peg into a round hole.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm gonna use the example of today.
Okay.
And this is, you only heard you're annoying, or what was it I said?
You annoy me.
You annoy me. That's the only thing that no, but hold on. I said,
Wait, I didn't say that that's the only thing I heard.
hold on. I said,
Yeah.
I said, do you know that you annoy me?
Yeah.
And then we never talked about it.
Well, but I asked you, how? What did I do?
Right.
And then you said it was my you said something before. There was an adjective that you used for my stubbornness.
Oh, what was it?
There was some adjective that portrayed I think you were trying to convey like it's a very like lock your legs in
And you're not moving.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right.
So
I got the picture of that. But then my question was like, what did I do that you're using that example right now?
okay, so TMI possibly, but we're gonna move quickly. So we went out this morning. We got coffee. We got breakfast, and we needed to go do groceries. Before we went to go do groceries, I told you, man, I need to go to the bathroom. You know, and I was like, you were like, let's just go home. We'll go do groceries later. I was like, no way. We are not doing.
It's a rainy day too.
Yeah, it's pouring. It's nasty.
Terrible day to be out.
Yeah, like we do not want to be out. And I was like, I am not going home and then going back out again because we already need to go out tonight. I'm not doing it. It's just not going to happen. So we went to the grocery store. We finished up quickly. Got out of the grocery store. It's raining. And you're like, what do we do? And I was like, you get the umbrella, okay? And let's just go. I'll just throw the stuff into the truck. You did something in the truck, which has been amazing for us. In the bed of our truck, which is covered. I think you got this from Rudy, right? Mm-hmm. So we got 2 totes with covers on there. And we just open them up, throw our groceries inside, cover it up. It goes into the back of our truck. Super quick, super easy.
We did that really just so that your groceries aren't just
flying everywhere,
right? Everything's contained.
And we found,
but then it's also
fantastic.
covered from the rain.
Mm-hmm. So we get out there, and my expectation was for you to hold the umbrella and help me not get wet while I was pulling out all the groceries, but you were standing next to the shopping cart holding the umbrella and your coffee or your tea in your other hand, like
Covering the groceries.
yeah, a passenger covering the groceries.
Yeah.
You were
Mind you that it was a very small umbrella, but did you not see how I would like back and forth? That was me covering the groceries.
I thought that was you attempting to cover me.
No, I could only cover one. I could only cover one or the other.
Yeah, which
And
you did
I thought that the point was for the groceries not to get wet, so the inside wouldn't get wet.
The groceries are in a bag. So
that's true.
And while you were moving it this way, the rest of the groceries were getting wet. So by the
That's
time
also true. Dang it! I should have just stood in front of the groceries.
No, you should have just stood over top of me so that I wouldn't get wet. Anyways,
yeah, I didn't think that one through.
So you're standing out there, drinking your tea and holding the umbrella, attempting to cover, I guess, and I'm getting wet, and you're like, ooh, look at me. I'm helping, and I'm like, just get in the car. Like you did nothing. And then on the way home, I was like, when we get home, I'm running in real quick and then I'll come back on and get the groceries. And you're like, no, I'm going to get the groceries because, I can do it. And I'm like, how are you going to do it? She's like, I'm just going to hold the umbrella on one hand and then I'm going to make various trips to be able to bring the groceries in. And in my mind, I'm thinking to myself, the groceries are going to stay open. They're going to get wet. The trunk's going to be open. Like I'm processing all this stuff in my brain. And I'm like, no, just leave the groceries and I'll bring them in. And then you're like, bro, what if I was alone? I'd have to figure it out. And you got this like passionate streak that came out of you, like, I'm an independent woman. Bam. And I was like, that's not like in my mind. Obviously, none of this happened out loud.
Outwardly, yeah.
This is all
internal.
Me in my mind. Who knows what you were thinking in yours? But the words that you were saying, I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, bro, like I'm going to kick you because this is one of those situations where I'm like, for real, like just get into the house. Anyways, so you're like arguing with me with what I'm telling you I'm going to do. And I end up getting to the house. Before running in, I just pulled the 2 crates and I put them.
Mind you, by the time we got to the house, we had already decided that you were just going to do what you were going to do.
Yes.
Like I wasn't going to do it myself or whatever. So
right. So
we didn't waste any time on that.
So you get down, you pop your umbrella open, you walk over to the door. I tell you, just open the door for me so I can bring the totes in. I already had one tote carried over and put at the door because you still hadn't gotten to the door. And then I'm bringing the other tote over with the rest of the groceries. And you walk into the house and stand right smack in the middle of the doorway with me holding this tote, trying to get into the house with it because you're hanging up the umbrella. And I was like, in my mind, I'm thinking, I'm like, I love her, but sometimes she's annoying.
So, well, but you had already said that from before.
I know.
Yes.
It was still very much
so 2 things.
alive.
2 things for that. Okay. 1, this is very different than the, come on, sometimes you get mad at me, you want to hit me conversation. Okay. Because obviously everybody is going to have another person annoy them with something. Right. So to me, that's not like a what? No, of course you annoy me. I annoy you sometimes on purpose, sometimes not, whatever. Right. That's that. So I didn't know. I didn't hear any reason like why you thought that's all I heard. I didn't get that explained, but it's funny because I feel like I just got clarity for something that because we were talking about the structure from before, all of a sudden something makes sense to me that had not made sense to me ever before, right?
Okay.
Which is I don't like helping you with projects. Okay? I want to be helpful to you, but I don't like helping you with projects. And that contradiction has never really made sense to me because I really want to help you. Some of my favorite memories are helping my dad. Okay.
Right.
I wanted him to need me so that I would leave the house and not have to deal with kids or do, laundry or whatever. And we would have the best conversation, and he was always super, super patient, like he never got worked up or anything. It was just so chill with him, right? And I always
I'm
felt
the opposite.
I always felt like it was like I was so helpful. I learned all the names of the tools. I felt like, wow, I have like a skill that other girls don't have, right? That was it, right? So I feel that there is a part of me that wants to connect in that way with you. And yet at the same time, in my mind, there's like an internal,
But let me tell
when
you
you
something.
say, oh, we're going to build something, I'm like, why? Like internally, right? I just realized why.
Why?
And it's because I need the structure of what do you need from me? What is my role, right?
Well, here's the problem.
No, wait. I've got to finish my thought. Okay. What is my role? And the way that you work is everything's
I was
in
about to
here.
say that. That's
Okay.
why I was gonna
Everything's in
interject.
here. And you think I understand where this is in here. So I'm there. So now we go back to the
The
groceries,
thing
right?
is, I pivot.
Yeah, you do, because that's how you work.
So I do things live. So as I'm functioning in that situation, if I see that there needs to be an adjustment made because whatever, it's not going to work, then I can make that adjustment. So
Yeah, but you also feel like I should have noticed that adjustment. And while you're turning it,
course.
I should be turning it as well, right?
of course, and the reason for that is because my job is very repetitive. We get to a community. I got my weed eater guys. I got my edger guys. I got my trimmer guys. I've got the machine. Like, everybody knows their function. You finish that job, you grab a blower. You blow the exact same way in every single community, in every single place. You make piles. Then you've got the guys who are with the rake and the garbage can, and they take it and they put it into the truck. And the structure is exactly the same every single time. Now, it's not the exact same thing every single time, because in some communities, there may not be any piles to pick up. It may be palm fronds. It may be the seeds coming off of the palm trees. It may be huge piles of leaves. It may be fill in the blank, right? But it's all like a shelf of seasoning. You go into the community and you don't know what seasoning you're going to use until you visually see what you need.
Seasoning.
Yeah. So like in this community, maybe I need some salt and some pepper, but the next community I'm going to need some cumin.
What a curious thing.
And
seasoning. Instead of tools,
Well, no, I'm just
different
saying it's like
tools.
different. No, because it's not tools that I need.
Yeah, but you also don't need seasoning, so why not use tools?
Because tools would be a physical thing.
I guess.
Anyways, so it changes. So when I tell the guys, hey, we are doing community X today, my expectation is that they know what needs to be done.
Because you've done. Oh, so you're saying? Wait, are you saying that that community would use the same seasoning every time?
No.
Oh, bro, that's what I'm saying.
I'm saying the community changes because, like, for example,
but then how would they know?
Because you look, it's physically in front of you. Like, if the leaves are coming off the trees, when you get there, you know you're going to have piles.
Yeah.
That you need to pick up.
Okay, that
same community that will fill up my entire truck to the top
with leaves.
Now, during this time of the year, you go there and you don't pick up one pile in the entire community because there's no garbage on the floor. It's only the grass clippings and all that stuff gets blown back up onto the grass. So you physically can see, but there's a lot of palm fronds because it's hot. So you know that in that community, instead of picking up leaves, you're going to be picking up palm fronds. So then you've got the guy who usually takes the rake and the garbage can. Instead of taking a rake and the garbage can, he's walking around and he's picking up all the palm fronds and putting them in one spot so that they can go into the truck. So it changes.
Yeah.
So that's the way I think.
Yeah.
I get there, I tell them, this is, like, I can tell you, I'm going to use you for example. We're going to build this table. We know that the table is going to have a top and it's going to have 4 legs.
Correct.
That's the end result.
Yeah.
Right? But when we start and I pop the 4 legs on and it stays wobbly, oh, we need to get a bracket. So now I need to go and look for the bracket. In my mind, I'm processing the change, but I don't communicate it very well.
Well, and also, right? I think that because you internalize a lot of things, because you're making your own plan, right? That's where, to me, it's the same story anytime that I'm helping you with anything, right? I don't know what you need. Mm-hmm. And I feel that there is a direct expectation for me to know what you need, right? So, for example, at no point did you tell me today, I'm going to pull out the entire tote from the trunk and I'm going to bring it in the house. And that's how I
made that choice literally in that second.
But that's what I'm saying. So the very first thing I noticed when I came to open the door was that you put a tote in the covered porch by the door. In my mind, I thought what you meant to do
the next one was going to go there.
Was going to go on top, and then you were going to hand me the groceries. Since I was inside, you were going to hand everything to me inside, and then you were going to take the totes back to the truck. That's what I thought, right? So in my turning off the alarm and putting the umbrella, all of a sudden I find myself directly in your way without knowing that's where you were coming, because I had no idea what the plan was, right? And now, like, all those little things just made sense to me, where normally I would want to be as helpful as possible, which would be like, let me leave the door open, let me turn this off, let me make sure everything's out of the way, if I know what's expected. That it's harder for me to just come up with something, because what I'm thinking sometimes is completely different than what you're 100%. Thinking. So
I'm not in any way at all saying that what you did was essentially wrong, but it was
not what you needed.
It was not what I needed.
It's not what you needed. And then at the same time, you're like, bro, like, what is she doing? Doesn't she see what I'm doing? And it's like, yeah, but I didn't know. And at that time, I'm like caught, right, in that sense. And then, like, I'm thinking, right, there are these times where I feel like what you said, like this little fire, little passion that comes over me, right? It's because I feel that there's times where I need to assert I can do it myself. Like, I'm capable of doing something by myself.
I don't
right?
have a doubt.
But there's times where I feel like you're like, meh, she's completely useless without me. Okay. And I have to say, like, no, I can do it. I can. Okay. And that's where you feel like Miss Independent, right? But in my mind, right, in this moment, I felt like the need to, like, say, wait a minute, I can do it by myself, okay? Because to me, it was in terms of most urgent, right? I felt like you needed to go to the bathroom more urgently than the groceries needed to come out. And I was thinking, okay, how do I, as the helper, come alongside you and now support, right? Like, when we play games, I always play support to you. Always, right? And I'm noticing little things about my personality that even come out in something like a game where you assume more of the leader. We're going straight ahead. We're doing all that stuff.
But we're talking that's game style.
But it's your personality, though. I
know.
That's crazy.
Okay. And then that's why, like, let's take Halo, for example.
Yeah.
Right? When we look at the medals at the end, I may have 5 or 6 or 7 or 8 or 10 more kills than you in the game, right? But you have 15 assists and I have 0, right? Because that's your style of gameplay.
Right.
I play more go. If I die, I'll start over. And you're like, I don't want to die.
Well, it's not that. It's because if I stay alive, then I can have your back. So when you're like running across, I'm like, I got you, run. I'll take care of anybody who's coming up behind you.
Could you imagine if that was true in life? It'd be like you'd be my you would be standing at the spawn point, and I come back and be like, and you'd be like, you dumb son of a, you did it. How many times am I gonna tell you? You need to chill. Follow my lead. And I was like, I got you. I'm gonna follow. We're good. Ready?
Yeah.
Respawn again.
But anyway, to me, I was thinking like, obviously that's what he needs from me. I need to be support. I need to have you believe I got it. I can do it, right? You're completely free to go to the bathroom.
Okay, hold on.
All right.
Tell me the truth. How many times have you, with the opportunity to do things by yourself,
Yeah.
have chosen to play the I can't so that I would do it for you?
Oh, 1,000%. Probably any chance that I get. And I'm going to now expose something that has been a secret.
Oh,
Okay.
hold on. The tea.
The tea.
I say, I'm out of water.
The tea. Okay. The tea. I don't know who's listening. Okay. Because this is directly going to the parents.
Oh,
Okay. This is
Okay.
directly going to our parents.
okay.
Okay. So,
My parents too?
yeah, your parents too.
Oh, okay.
And I have had this conversation with you, bro. I've had this conversation.
I
with
don't
you.
know where we're going. That's
Yes.
the problem. I'm
Okay.
nervous.
So, because of what you asked right now, how many times have you played the, oh, I can't do it. Can you do it for me? Right.
Oh, okay.
Okay. I find that engaging someone else's help in something, not someone who's doing something for me just so that I can be lazy, right? But for me to say, hey, like, what would you think about hanging this in this place? And now they come and they're like, oh, like you need like an anchor and you need to do it this way and you need to level it and all that stuff. It makes them feel like they contributed something. It makes them feel like
Okay,
they
hold on.
still need my advice.
Hold on. Can you just go straight to the story that you're going to say?
That's it. That's my thing. That's my
But
secret.
why direct it at our parents?
Because that's who we do it to the most. I have had so many conversations with you when I say,
Oh, when you're
bro,
saying, oh,
why
I
don't
got
you
it.
ask your dad about this? And you're like, bro, I know how to do it, right? And I'm like, I know you know how to do it, right? But I think he'd appreciate if you ask him. I don't know. I feel like there's something that you feel inside when Mike calls you and he's like, Dad, how do I?
I do
You
it.
know?
I do it all the time with my dad.
But you didn't want to because there was like this ego macho thing going on. And it's like, to me, like, bro, I ask my dad stuff that I can Google, bro. I can Google it. I can find an answer for
look at
stuff.
Nikki yesterday.
What?
Nikki called you and then called me to ask if you can take bread on a plane. Bro, TSA tells you, bro.
No. The thing is, there's some information out there that's kind of. So, yeah, I couldn't understand how you ask somebody who's flown before, can you? Okay. But my point is that.
You just diminished that whole thing.
No, because I'm saying I can understand why the question to someone directly who's flown. Like, I feel like I've asked my brother questions because he works at the airport. I've asked him questions. Hey, do you know if this is allowed? If this would not be allowed?
That's a person with knowledge.
But that's what I'm
of
saying,
that
because
whole
I've
thing.
Googled stuff and it's kind of like you get mixed reviews. So, well, I want to know, what do you know from that? So asking someone who's flown, who may have possibly carried bread, are they, you know what I'm saying? But the point being is that there's times where I want you to feel that she's weak without me. She needs me.
Can I throw a little bit of confession out there too?
Okay.
I know.
But you play it.
I love it.
There you go. We're both getting what we want.
I'm like,
you see?
shower me. Shower me with your need of me.
There you go. Okay, so
I'm like, it's like, I'm gonna throw this out there. Like even today, like, no, you get in your place and you let me do my stuff because I'm the man in this house. Okay, and you're like, oh yes, of course. I'm sorry, I'm weak old me. And I'm like, that's right. That's right.
So I do think that the
You walk
times.
with your chest a little bit out, let me tell you.
So there's the times that you feel like I'm doing like the Miss Independent thing. It's because sometimes I'm like, bro, like maybe he does think like I'm completely useless. I gotta tell him that, like, I got it. I got you, bro. You can count on me. Like I almost need to sell it because I'm not sure if it's been so many years that you forgot I can do it. It's so funny because
It's the ego stroke.
maybe. At work, I don't remember what it is that we were carrying that was super heavy. Okay. And I chuckled as we're in the middle of carrying this, right? Because somebody said, oh, you got it? And I was like, yeah, I got it, right? And I chuckled and I was like, if my husband saw me right now, he'd be like, oh, you got it, huh? Because normally I would be like, babe, it's too high. Babe, it's too heavy. Okay.
Oh no, I can't.
I can't. But guess what? When you're not home, I can and I have to, right? But I love deferring to you. I love being like, oh, I can't do it. I'm weak. You know, I love that. There's other women who are like, I don't need a man. I like having a man. Okay.
And I like being the man.
I love that. Now we drift.
Oh, we're
Tell me
drifting?
about your Snuggie. Because I want to talk about the weighted blanket.
Okay. So the Snuggie.
And I want to talk about why we decided about different blankets.
Yes.
So tell me, you said you were going to say something and I was going to jump in.
With my Snuggie, so the blanket on the bed drives me nuts.
Why?
It's too heavy.
And what does that do?
Okay. So I feel like it pulls on my back. I end up sleeping bad. So I spend the entire night, I'm cold and I'm not cold, and I'm cold and I'm not cold, and I'm cold. So it's like on and off, on and off and off. So you got me the Snuggie, and it has been amazing because I wear it. Mm-hmm. Right?
And as long as you're wearing socks.
And as long as I'm wearing socks, I'm good. Right? I have my long sleeping pants on. I have my furry socks on, and I've got this Snuggie with already a head cover. It's perfect. But it has been so ridiculously hot.
Oh, it is summer.
Yes, I know. But I'm saying to the point where the house is taking that much longer to get cool to the temperature that we normally jump into bed to go to sleep.
Which is like, what's everyone's secret temperature? This is how we know if people listen to up to this point. Okay.
Why?
Comment below. Comment below.
What our
temperature? What temperature do you set to sleep at night? Our temperature is 69.
Yes.
During the winter months in Florida, 70. 69 in the summer, and that's because we're trying not to push it, but it is very comfortable.
Yeah.
And we do sleep with a fan on
Yes.
low, but it does keep the air circulating.
So for me, the Snuggie has been fantastic because it gives me that opportunity to stay covered the entire night and not feel like I'm carrying around a blanket. So.
And that Snuggie's very light.
It is, but warm.
Yeah. But it's light.
Yes.
So to me, that's the problem.
Right.
Is that we have that heavy blanket, which honestly to me is not heavy. It's a blanket.
It's heavy for me.
Right.
But it's a duvet, so it's
right. So
super,
now you
it's
right.
super like it's like very like weighty.
It's fluffy. It's fat. I don't know.
Yeah.
But whatever it is, okay, I need to feel that on me to feel like I can go to sleep. If you give me one of those really light, like the one that you're supposed to use under your comforter, right? Not your fitted sheet, just the sheet.
Flat sheet.
Your flat sheet, right? You give me that to sleep, I feel like I can't, right? I'm covered, and if I have to in a pinch, I'll sleep with it, not because I'm cold or anything like that, I don't feel anything's on me.
Yeah.
And so I need the weight of it. And because we've always shared a blanket, this has been the struggle, right? I don't want your back to hurt because your manual labor job, right? It sucks to have to get up in the morning feeling backache.
We have a good bed.
Yeah.
Okay. We have a good bed. We have good pillows. Like, we have the stuff necessary to be able to sleep. I don't think that I could do my job if we didn't have the bed that we had. Because I'm the big spoon. We feel it when we go away, and we're in a bed that's not ours. Man, it's only it takes a day, day and a half, 2 days max, and we're just like, I'm dead.
Yeah, I need my bed.
I'm dead.
The times we have gone to a place that has a great bed, it's like,
we're
wow,
like, finally,
so nice, go. Right? But even on the cruise, I feel like they do a pretty good job.
Bro, we're zombies on the cruise.
That's true. Maybe that's what it is. We're so tired.
Like, we do so much on the cruise that by the time we get to our bed, bro, and then the ship with that light rock, it's like, oof, good night, baby.
Yeah.
Go to sleep. I'll see you in the morning. You know? So I don't know that that's a fair assessment
that is so
of
true.
What a bed is good or not good.
That's a good point. Yeah. But my point is that I've always been the big spoon, right? And I need to be under. So, like, how do I hug you if the blanket isn't covering me, right? Okay. You have to be covered. So then we've always been in this struggle of how do we use our blanket in our bed, and how do I hug you to go to sleep at night if we're not going to cover you, right?
So here's another confession. All right. So for you, it's a lot easier to get into the comfort space to go to bed. So you can, like, jump into bed and be like, and you're in your space to go to bed. For me, I need to lay down. I need just a moment for my back to kind of, like, stretch and settle, and I'll feel my back pop. Like, I'll I gotta get into a certain, like, way to turn. I sleep with Big Bertha, a big body pillow, which is amazing.
It's been life-changing. Okay? It's like you said, we've slowly been finding what we need to sleep.
So, like, I've got to get comfortable. I'll lay down first one way, and then I got to tilt just a little bit, and then I got to shift this way, and then I got to shift my leg, and then I get into the spot finally where I'm comfortable, right? But you, as soon as you turn off the light, you flip over and you just jump on top of me. And I'm thinking to myself, bro, let me go through my process here, to the point where I had to tell you, I was like, I have back pain because of you.
Yeah.
Okay. The same problem is on the couch. I sit down on the couch. I'm not even, like, sitting yet, and you're flopped and plopped on top of me, and I'm, like, looking over at you. Like, for real, bro? Give me just a minute. Let me get into the chair. You know the
visual that I have?
What?
It's like you are a nest, and I'm a little bird. And whenever, like, the nest is sitting or laying, I'm just like this little happy bird. Like, if you could visualize it, I'm like this little happy bird that just comes and jumps in the nest and, like, goes like this, right? But you're still settling, right? But can we be fair? I have been trying to give you that space to get yourself settled. So I will say when I lay down, like, I'll say, like, let me know when I can hug you. Mm-hmm. Okay. That way you've done your thing and you've settled and all that stuff. And on the couch as well. Like, if you're complaining too much of your back, like, I'm not, right? Like, I've tried to find other ways to,
right.
Because I feel, for me,
it's hard though.
Oh, to settle. I know, because
it's hard to settle, especially
when your back is too tight and all. I get it. Yeah. But you know what I've noticed is that I have. We're gonna get into Pedro Pascal right now.
Oh.
Because anxiety? If you haven't seen this in the interwebs, right? There's a lot of conversation about how he touches women excessively because of his anxiety, right? And I was thinking, it's not anxiety. It's just a need for it. I don't know what title you could put to it or whatever.
I don't want to give my opinion on this.
No, for myself. I'm
Okay.
saying I feel like I need to touch you. Even if like my hand is just resting
but
on
I
your
do too.
leg.
I do too. Because we do like the foot, like just like a
Yeah.
foot on top of a foot.
Oh my God, that's perfect for me. But I feel like I need the physical, like you're there. Like there's some safety to that. There's some comfort to that for me where I feel like I can just like calm down.
I have to give my opinion because otherwise it's just going to eat my brain.
Okay.
Pedro Pascal is creepy, bro.
He's acting creepy at
He's
least.
creepy, bro.
Let's just say he's acting
No,
creepy.
There's no acting creepy.
Well-
He's creepy, bro. He is touching these women
Yeah.
inappropriately.
Okay, but
Okay.
let's speak about something very lightly. A conversation that you and I had yesterday. Okay. And you will remember, we're just not going to go into details.
Okay.
I believe that the problem with Pedro Pascal is the same as the conversation we had yesterday, that there are certain men who feel especially endowed, okay, who feel like,
I'm going to feel uncomfortable.
no, I'm saying not uncomfortable. I
What
didn't
did
say
you
that.
say?
I'm just saying, like, we're going to do it lightly so that we don't
Oh.
speak anything that's, for our
Yes.
podcast, right?
Got it.
But that they feel like, well, because I'm so well endowed, right?
That's lightly.
Serve me, like be in awe of me. I'm king, right? And I feel that his not charisma, his I guess the way that he's been categorized as like a symbol of sensuality, right? Has gotten to him like, oh, women want this. Women want me to be like this with them. And so
No, bro.
I 100%
He
believe that
is
he feels like
playing-
every woman wants to sleep with him.
Bro, he is playing this stupid card.
Of course.
If you were talking to me,
course.
listen, hold on. If you were talking to me about Henry Cavill, I got you.
And yet he's so unattainable.
Okay, listen. If that's who you were talking to me about, I got you. Okay, I don't know if you've seen.
I love how you have like this man crush on
I
Henry
don't
Cavill.
know, bro. The guy is a fucking. He's hot. The guy's hot. I would tell me that he's not.
I can tell you,
Bro, tell
but
me that he's not. I have seen him sitting there in interviews, and these women are like
yeah,
mesmerized
yeah.
by this man. Okay, the dude takes care of himself very well. I have no.
You're secure enough to be
I'm
able to
secure enough to be able to say that.
right.
Okay. If
to
I'm
give
standing,
him compliments
if
for
I'm
it.
standing next to him, okay,
You'd be like, bro,
I'd be like, the
bro,
winner,
props
Bro.
to you,
bro.
kings to you.
Yeah, like wow, there's no way around that. Okay, but maybe because of the creeper status that I've already put on this guy, okay, he's skinny, de Huawei.
Nobody knows what that means.
Look it up. Like I feel like he's like he puts out a weak,
I've had better. Yeah, he's very
persona.
soft.
He puts out this like weakly man persona. I'm sorry. I don't need you to. I'm not saying that you need to be butch and you need to be like rah, 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 all this kind of stuff. But don't play this like, oh, I'm a cat.
I don't know.
I don't know what it is about him.
Honestly
I can't swallow
feel
it.
like
I
he
can't
is
swallow it.
just completely in his. I feel that that's the air I'm getting from him. That he's just like, I'm the living end. Like,
Yeah.
be in awe of me.
No
It
way.
is. It's a privilege that I touched your arm.
Did you hear what happened with Marvel?
With Marvel.
Yeah. So you know that the idea for Doomsday and moving forward, because they're trying to reboot Marvel after their major mistakes that they've done. Mm-hmm. Pedro Pascal as Mr. Fantastic was supposed to lead the new Avengers going out, and this new era, and they announced last week he's out. They're not going to use him as he's going to be in the movies because he's part of it, but he is not going to be the lead. They have not decided who is going to be taking the lead once they go into the Secret Wars and all that stuff on the other side, because they have there's too much. He's controversial. The way he's acting now is a controversial situation.
Yeah,
it's the same thing that happened with this guy who was supposed to be Kang, and they had to rewrite storylines because he found himself in a position of trouble,
in a pickle.
And it sucks that's what it is, but like all these, you've said to me a couple times before where you're like, oh, you want to be fame, like you want to have some fame, like I don't want to have fame. I don't want to be famous because I don't feel like I could live in that world, because I would be canceled, for lack of a better term, because I wouldn't stand for that BS. I'd be like, hold up a second. There is no way at all you're going to tell me, okay, that you guys are so ignorant to the fact that this man is standing on stage and he's choosing only the most beautiful women that are co-stars of his, okay? And even though I don't like this other person either, okay, she's not a good looking, she's not the model looking
type,
but it was the female lead in The Last of Us, and there are countless videos of him standing next to her, and he never had anxiety next to her.
I mean, here's the thing.
He never had anxiety.
Smart. No, listen.
He never had anxiety.
I gotta
next
tell
to
you.
Any of the other,
I gotta tell you. I feel that people who misuse things for their anxiety, right? Like somebody brought a peacock on a plane because they were anxious, and this was their, what is it called? The animal?
Support animal.
Yeah, is that what it is? The support animal? It's like, bro, the peacock is not doing that for you. Okay? Sorry. That's so not what it's doing. Okay? However, because of people like this, right, who take it and then they do things that are odd or just disruptive, right? It now takes people's real anxiety and it somehow diminishes what they're going through, right? So for you as a person, any person, right, to say, well, my anxiety can only be calmed if I'm touching, right, my hands all over women, it makes somebody goes, you sure about that?
You sure about them 5 minutes?
No, you know the meme I'm talking about? But he doesn't say.
I know. You sure about that?
Yeah, that one. That one. Oh, we did talk about this. Yeah. I just had to. Yeah. So, does he have anxiety? He could. He could have anxiety.
He could. But the way that he is choosing to handle it
is the eyebrow raising part of it. You know,
it's questionable.
You know, and so then and here's the problem: is that now as a I feel like I'm very cynical, right? The problem is that what a great cover. That's my first impression, right? Because if anybody says, don't do that, now you have done something that's mean against someone who's having anxiety.
Yeah.
So what a great way to say.
There are people who have done it, though, who've told them.
Yeah, I saw the whole William Dafoe thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
William Dafoe. Bro, William Dafoe wanted
the Green Goblin came out of him.
Bro, he wanted to kill him.
Did it or not? Did it or not?
You know what it is for him to get up and then to caress another man's wife?
In the chin.
On her chin? No, it wasn't her chin. It was her face, bro.
No, well, I'm saying like he like...
This is the chin.
Yeah, well,
he had his hand all like from
It was a very intimate... It was a very intimate touch. Like, I'm sorry. I can understand you saying I need to physically touch so and
You
so.
know who he looked like? Who William Dafoe looked like?
The
He looked
Green
like,
Goblin.
No, he looked like it was a mix of the Green Goblin and Max Holloway. Because he pointed at him. He was like, it looked like the last 10 seconds of Max Holloway's fights.
Really? I didn't see
like
that part.
Yeah, he's like, keep your hands off of her. I was like, whoa. I was like, this guy
I don't
crossed the
know.
line.
I'm just, but anyway, like for me, I need that. I will find myself reaching out for you in the middle of the night just to feel like, are you there?
And
are you there?
What do I do? I slap. I'm like slapping the bed looking for you. And then when I find you, then you like scoot over or
Sometimes like I'll even just stick like a couple fingers into like the waistband of your pants just so it listen. What? See, you just made
Bro.
that. You just made that more than what it was.
No.
Can you tell
I
me
made
the
that
circumference? No.
everything-
Listen.
I made that everything of what it needs to be.
I don't even know why.
Because that's what it is.
Why?
Own it.
No, because that's not what it is,
Okay.
bro. You have other sides to your waistband, okay?
One side has my booty and the other side has the other stuff.
And the other sides have your sides.
Okay.
And when you sleep on your side, okay, you know what I do that for? So my hand will be in place when I fall asleep. And it doesn't fall off. It's like I'm securing myself. I'm anchoring myself to you. Boom. I just need to touch. That's why when I say, tell me when I can hug you, I don't need to like hug you. Do I want to hug you like that? Oh yeah. Like a sloth on the mother's back. That's how I want to hug you. Okay. However, I'm content to just place my hand on you and just know like, that's it. I feel his warmth. I feel your breathing.
What do you think? Why do you think that there are nights? Because we get up in the middle of the night. Mm-hmm. We're not young spring chickens, and it's part of our.
We hydrate a lot.
Yeah, it's part of our nightly routine. Mm-hmm. You know, the nights that we don't get up at all. Mm-hmm. Do you think that we are just naturally in the middle of the night going through this process? Because we go to sleep in one position and wake up in very different positions. Mm-hmm. We're like all over the bed. So you'll flip over to my side, flip over back to the other side. You'll be with a pillow in between you. I'll be, whatever, on the wedge. You'll raise the bed, whatever. There's like 10,000 different iterations of
sleep.
Do you think that when the nights that we don't get up and don't move around, actually, now that I think about it, have we ever, both of us, slept through the entire night?
We were just going to talk about that. That's a great transition into it. We just had a conversation where I told you I didn't wake up once, and you said I didn't wake up once either. And it was just this past week.
Right.
Okay.
But we were tired that day.
And here we are. Okay. So it's Sunday, right? It's Sunday. And so far, only one person aside from Sue, because I feel like Sue has her timer set to the release of our podcast.
They're listening to this on Sunday.
Yeah, I know it's Saturday.
Yes.
Okay. But my point is that only one person reached out to me personally to say, hey, is it Friday today? What happened to yesterday's episode? Okay. But that's it, right? And we didn't have an episode on Thursday, right? And what happened was many things happened. I feel that we had a week where I just felt completely off on the days.
Yeah.
It just felt like,
Well,
isn't it?
So starting from last weekend, we had a very jam-packed weekend. Like, it was an amazing weekend. We had so much fun. We were doubled up. If you saw our
little recap,
our recap, you saw we went to Monster Jam. We went to a baseball game. We had all this kind of stuff. Saturday was so jam-packed. Sunday, we were like, yeah, we'll record in a little bit, and a little bit came, and we were just kind of like relaxed. Where are you going?
I'm trying to think what happened Sunday.
We postponed it a little bit.
Yeah, but what happened?
We left in the morning.
Because I do want to say that we had a conversation. Where did we go?
So we decided. So Sundays we usually don't go anywhere.
Anywhere at all. And what did we do?
Here we go. Sundays we usually don't go anywhere.
Did we go do groceries?
And we because Saturday was so jam packed.
Right.
We're like, let's go grab breakfast. Let's go do groceries. So we grabbed breakfast. Went to go do groceries. Left the house. We were back at like 12:30, 1 o'clock.
And then we had an early game.
Early game.
We had an early game.
And we were like, we'll record afterwards.
We did say that.
The game
yes.
finished, and we kind of were like...
Well, but so then the game finished, and then we were super tired. Because it's our routine to take a Sunday afternoon nap.
The Chicken New Orleans?
No, because I recorded. You didn't even know I had recorded that. I think I made that Monday.
I think it was. What did we eat on Sunday? Oh, we ordered pizza.
We did order pizza, did we?
Yes.
Yeah, we did order pizza. You're right.
Because we were going to... No, we didn't.
No.
We went to Shivers.
Went to Shivers?
Because we got up.
Did we?
Yeah.
We went to Shivers this week.
No, on Sunday.
No, we went this week.
No, bro, we went out to dinner on Sunday. Okay,
well, this is just part of it. This is just part of it. The days are confused. But I do remember there was a small spot there where we were like, should we go record? But I'm bringing this up specifically because Sue brought this up, right? Mentally, I wasn't feeling it, and I felt like our vibe was a little
we were tired,
and maybe it was that it was tired. It was a little bit frazzled. It wasn't good energy to record, and Sue did make a comment to me this week about how she hopes that we never feel like there is a need. Like, oh, we have to record regardless of how we're feeling or anything like that. We have to put something out, like, rather than taking care of ourselves, and maybe we need the day off. And I thought that was such a great point for her to bring that up, because if there's ever not an episode and we're not sick and we're not on vacation, that's the problem. It's like we can't record if the vibe is not there, right? Because and I did want to clear something up if anyone's ever wondering this. If anyone's wondering about this, okay? It's because we don't ever feel like this is a chore. We look forward to this. This is exciting for us. We love sitting here because with the phones and with the interruptions, and this is the only time where your job can't call you. Nobody can interrupt you. Yeah. Nobody can interrupt us here. Like, we are here. This is like a little safe cocoon where we can just talk, and there's no notifications going off. There's nothing. Okay. So it is never, for us, it never feels like, the podcast. No, at all.
The day that we start feeling that, you're going to see
100%.
Well, we felt a little bit of that when we ended up taking a little bit of a break. And
however, there were other things going on in our life
because of the podcast. It was just, everything was going on.
No, and we
couldn't get ourselves in the proper mindset to be able to sit down,
right,
and have a good conversation. Because if we sit here and we talk about, because I've listened to some of those podcasts, and I was like, those are rough,
Well, I feel like we were using it as a lifeline at some point, because it was like we need to escape.
There was a time there was a lifeline. But now I feel like when we sit down to have these conversations, it's a fun time. Like we snap little things at each other and we throw stuff back and forth, but we've already had some of these little conversations where these little snaps have happened already, and we're laughing about it. For us, it's fun. You're seeing it for the first time, as an outsider and you're like, ooh, that was a little bit whatever. But for us, it's fun stuff. We're not like, we don't get up from here and be like, you said on the podcast,
Right.
this and this and this, and I
Right.
didn't like it. No, there's nothing. There's like, we
No.
get up and we actually have conversations about the podcast because we either felt it was really, really good, or we felt like there was something that maybe we didn't finish talking about and then it continues to be talking about. And we've said this before.
Or we'll
we'll
remember.
Living podcast. What you see on this podcast is what we really are like.
And here's the part that I think people would have a hard time even imagining is that, like, right now we have an event we're going to, right? We're going to see bull riding competition, right?
PBR championships.
We have an hour drive over there. And we're going to talk the entire drive over there. And we're going to talk while we're walking the mall. And we're going to talk while we're sitting next to each other. Like, it doesn't stop. And there's so many times where I'm like, dang it, podcasts, you know? But it's so amazing, right? That if we're not feeling the vibe, like, let's say we're stressed out or we're tired or whatever, I know that energy is going to come through, especially because there's a camera on us. Yep. Okay. I feel that if you're just doing an audio, you can disguise, because people can't see your facial expressions, right? So you can disguise a little bit. I'm not really feeling it.
Listen, I listen to podcasts all day long. That's how I make it through my day.
Right.
I have like I will do 2 of Joe Rogan's podcasts on any given day because I'm on the machine that long, so I need something to distract me. You know, that's 5 or 6 hours worth of podcasts a day. Thankfully, there's a lot of content out there because I'm able to do it. But there have been a podcast that I've listened to that I'm just like, ooh, you can tell that there was something there that just wasn't right. And I listen to an array of podcasts. So the content from like crimes to like informational to just interview style to
humor, whatever it is. Yeah.
Whatever it is, there I listen to the complete array of different types.
Yeah.
So, you know, I feel like I could confidently say that there are times where I'm just like, that didn't sound like they were friends,
right?
You know, and that, you know, that kind of stuff. Like, you can tell, but what you get from us every single time that we sit here is a true, authentic Peter and Kevin.
Right. And I was also going to say, because I said this is like our little like safe bubble here, we don't want to bring that like we're just kind of dragging. You know what I'm saying? Because to me, it's like, protect this space, right? So if we're not feeling, it's not that we're not feeling like talking to each other, right? But there is like, just because I'm tired doesn't mean I need to bring that tired to everybody else.
Right.
You know, I want to bring like my best. And if I'm not at my best, that's just not what it is. So what happens is that this week, it just felt like the days are off, right? It was a blur at the same time that it moved too slow, because when I thought it was Thursday, it was actually Wednesday, and then Thursday came and I felt like it was Friday, and it's just like so much disruption that I have a story I'll close with.
And
we had
a parallel disrupted week. So, like, I was dealing with rain and work, which don't go hand in hand, which frustrates the heck out of the day. And, you know, I get behind and I'm trying to stay caught up and having to cut half days and not working one day and moving this and doing that. So all that stuff comes home, and as much as you try to separate that stuff, it doesn't happen. But then you had a frustrating week, and you usually don't have frustrating weeks like this, but I felt this week, I felt your frustration. I think that's part of the reason why, like, even with like ordering dinner in one night, like, I was home, I could have cooked, on that day. But I felt like, you know, I don't feel like you wanted to come home to having to I don't know, it just felt like it just needed to be something brought into the house, easy. Let's just go straight to the couch, sit down, and enjoy something that's
and
like
there
comfort food.
And there were a couple of days, I want to say this past week, where we came home and it was straight to do something.
Yes.
And we were just not stopping, right? So then it's like, to me, sometimes I'm just craving like you and I, we enjoy watching our shows. We enjoy watching our movies. Yeah. To us, very simple. That's all we need to entertain ourselves with, right? And we're the type of people that can binge a show, and we're perfectly fine doing that, right? Yeah. And so to me, that's something I'm looking forward to. I'm not looking forward to going out and doing all this stuff and all. No, that's what I'm looking forward to. And when you can't even come home to do that, that's a lot.
We tried to even stop to binge. We even tried to watch some of our shows, and on one of the nights we started the show, we were 10 minutes in and we both fell asleep.
Because we're
goodness, that's what happened. That's what happened this week. We were so tired, and we'd be like, let's just take a 30-minute nap. And we woke up 2 hours later.
And I'm not.
That happened twice.
And I'm not to sleep like that. And the thing is, I feel like you get energized for longer when you take that. For me, I'm groggy.
Yeah.
So there was one night that we were so tired after dinner that we decided we were watching our show, and then it came to the time, like, let's just take a 30-minute nap. Our baseball games are going on very late now. They start at 10 o'clock. So we took this like little nap, and then what happened was we didn't do the kitchen. So at 10 o'clock, when I finally woke up, it sucks to have to get up at that time to go do the kitchen. And even you helped me and all stuff. Like,
hold on. Let's talk. Just really quick, and then I'll let you go. We'll go into your story so we can close. That shrimp New Orleans, or the chicken New Orleans, bro. That thing was so absolutely delicious.
I wonder if it put us in some sort of like a
coma?
Yeah.
I don't know. That whole dinner was so delicious. The spice and the
I do have the channel where people can get the recipe if they want as well.
Mixed into that delicious white rice with the crusty bread and the... Okay, your story?
My story. No. And then just to go touch a little base on something I said way early in the podcast that ties into this week, right? So you said I normally don't have that kind of frustrating stuff. I feel like for me, my job is I go in, I clock in, I do my job, I clock out, and my job stays there, right?
Yep.
However, when I was talking about my job doesn't allow me to be distracted, right? I have to be focused. It's very meticulous. It's very procedural based and all that stuff. So to me, I feel that takes from me a lot to hone in and be focused, because I can't be squirrely. I can't be any of that. And that goes against my personality, right? So it's very mentally taxing for me. There's so many times, I can't tell you, that people have walked by and said, "Oh, you look intense." That's my face. Like, I'm so intense in my job because it's like, superpower into the job, right? And now, when you throw other factors into it, right? Like an overlapping schedule, things are broken and they're not working the way they're supposed to, systems are crashing, all that stuff, right? Now, instead of me being on pace and in step with what I have created for myself to be able to stay like that, now I feel like you're a juggler who got thrown an extra ball and an extra ball, and now it's like it's too much. There's an overload going on.
You know how to juggle, and you can juggle it.
I can juggle
But
three.
it makes it hard.
I can juggle three, but now you threw three extra balls at me,
Yeah.
and now I'm just trying not to fail. And in trying not to fail, what happens? You drop everything, right?
Yeah.
So to me, I feel like those days I leave and I feel extra exhausted, extra like you suck the life out of me.
Something
you know,
that you don't do is fall asleep. And last night on the
Well,
drive
no.
home,
Oh yeah. But I was gonna say earlier this week there was a day
but there were days I know
that
I
you
felt
told
that
me
this week. I was
that
like,
you
"Bro, you're
told
falling
me you
asleep."
felt you were dead to the world. Remember?
Yeah, you were falling asleep.
Yeah, I want to say it was like Thursday.
But what I saw last night was I've never seen that.
Bro,
We were driving back from dinner because we went out on our Friday date. We stopped at IKEA to pick up something that we needed.
we'll talk about that later.
Yeah, and on the way home, we'll reveal that later.
Yeah.
On the way home, we're having a conversation, and all of a sudden, the truck goes quiet. And I look forward, or I look over to the side, and you're like, I was like, bro, you're falling asleep. And you're like, I can't even keep my eyes open. I was like, the game starts in 30 minutes. And you're like, I'm not going to make it. I don't even know if I'm going to make it. And then we sat down to watch the game. I think we were like 2 batters in. And
I know you went down first.
Yeah.
Because I was really,
And you
really
were-
trying.
and
I
you were
was
shortly after. But I have, what's it called?
arachnophobia.
No, bro, you have arachnophobia.
Oh, that's right. Hold on.
Sleep, what is it? Procrastination.
No. Narcolepsy.
No,
Narcolepsy. Narcolepsy? Narcolepsy.
bro. No, I do not have narcolepsy.
Bro,
I fall asleep fast, but it's not narcolepsy because otherwise I'd be talking in the podcast. Going,
everyone saw that.
no, everyone saw this
Everyone saw that.
and me come back. That's not narcolepsy. What is it that what is it that you call it?
Sleep. Wait.
Sleep procrastination.
Revenge.
Revenge, whatever. Where
It's a thing.
Where I'm like, no, I'm in charge of my day. I'm not going to bed. I'm
I'm going to be the one who grabs the phone today.
I'm staying.
By the way, I'm so proud of
staying up.
you.
I did grab it a couple times.
Oh my God. Where was I?
I did it sneakily. So I like fight to go to bed. But last night we both looked at each other and we're like, let's go to bed. And we went to bed.
Well, because it's just so much harder to move you.
Yeah.
And then if you already have, I'm sorry, it's called revenge bedtime procrastination. All right. And it is the act of intentionally delaying sleep, often while feeling tired, in order to reclaim personal time after a demanding day.
100%.
And bro, that is
every single day.
100% true. I never suffered from that before. And have you seen me now that I have an active career, right?
Yes.
Doing that because I feel like it sucks to get up at 6:00 in the morning. Right now, it's only because it's summer. Next week, we go back to getting up at 5:20. Okay. And those extra 40 minutes, they mean something.
I told the guys, I was like, enjoy your last day of getting up late because
Monday?
we're back at it. And they're like, why? I'm like, school's back. And they're like, no.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
It's brutal. It adds an hour to my day.
Okay. Yeah, exactly. Okay. So you're up all day to come home and go to bed. And where was the relaxing time? Like, where's my reward for everything I did today? Right? So I 100% get that. That's a real thing. But then to close with the story, because otherwise we will go on forever.
Yes.
OMG.
And we do need to go.
Oh my God. I'm shocked right now.
Did you see the time?
Oh my God. Okay. Okay. So very quickly, this is how confused I was, okay, about last week. That.
I got the title.
Oh, you do?
Time got away.
Time got
away from us. Something in that.
Okay.
No.
But
You didn't feel it.
sorry. Actually, it hasn't happened yet today. We may need to choose one.
We may need.
We may need to choose one. So listen to this. Okay, so on Wednesday, I woke up thinking it was Thursday. Okay. When I printed out my schedule for the next day, when I prepped my room, I always think, because I'm so not myself at work. If you could see me, you'd be like, who is she? Okay.
I know.
Organized, like to the T. I look a month ahead.
School.
Maybe.
That's what it is. That's what I see.
Okay. Well, I look a
month. What you tell me is how you were in school.
That's crazy. I look a month ahead of time to make sure that things are scheduled correctly, that I have everything in order, that I know what's coming in. I love feeling prepared. Okay. So I'm preparing for Fridays. There's a special routine I go through to prepare for Fridays because on Fridays I have to leave my stuff ready for Monday since I'm not there on the weekends, right? So it's Thursday and I'm like, tomorrow's Friday. And then little things would remind me, no, it's Wednesday. It's not Thursday. Okay. And I'd be like, oh, dang, it is, right? And here's the thing. One of my coworkers was on a cruise, right? So there were times where I was like, I wanted to be Thursday already. I thought about her and I was like, I know what it's like to be on a cruise, right? And how amazing you're feeling. You don't want the weekend to come because that means you're going back to reality. And I was like, I can suffer the week going by slowly for her sake so she can enjoy every last bit of it, right? That was a conversation I had with myself. All right. And then
the way you process that.
That's so crazy, right?
Because your speed of the week has nothing to do with hers.
Well, that's true. But me wishing it away faster is almost like me wishing her back faster.
Who cares?
I know.
The time is the time.
Whatever. That's the way 60, my brain works. Yeah,
okay. It's 60 seconds per minute.
It's a kindness, I feel. Yeah. It was a kind thought.
60 seconds per minute, 60 minutes per hour. 24 hours a day.
Anyway.
That's it.
Her and the coworker next to her, right? They take turns working on Wednesday. This one works Wednesday. This one's off on Wednesday. This one works Wednesday. This one's off on Wednesday because they do the same thing. Okay. So because she was gone on her cruise, I assumed she would be here, right? Even though they had someone covering this room, that person was here, right? It never clicked to me that she could also be off at all right? When I come in the mornings, her door is already closed because she's already going. She gets there a half hour earlier than I do, so she starts earlier. And that's always...
You told me 7:30 is her first patient.
Her first patient, right. Okay, so when I get into my room, I see her door is closed, and I was like, okay, whatever. This week was one of those days where one of my coworkers, right, that I always call her my work bestie, like I saw her when I was leaving. I already have my bag. I have clocked out, and that was the first time I saw her all day because she was so busy and I was so busy that it was just like we never even saw each other, not even in the lounge or crossing to go to the bathroom. That was not even happening, right? So that's how busy it can get. So all day, I just never saw her, right? Every time I looked over there, her room was closed. And I was like, bro, like when my door is open, hers is closed. When I close my door, that's when she's probably coming out. So she almost like you could find her at TJ Maxx almost every day, right? Because she likes to eat her lunch and then go walking the parking lot. She likes to do that. And a lot of times she'll walk into TJ Maxx, she'll look around and she'll walk out. Not that she's buying anything, whatever. And I said, you know what? Instead of me doing my normal routine and going into the truck for my lunch break, I'm going to go to TJ Maxx. So at least I run into her there and I can see her, right? Bro, I ended up like spending my whole lunch there, not waiting for her, but I just got caught up and looking, right? And I was like, dang, I never saw her, right? Never saw her. I left, never saw her, never said goodbye to her. The next day she comes in and she crosses by my room and I said, oh my gosh, I got to tell you, I feel so bad. I'm so sorry. I never said hi to you yesterday. I never saw you. Every time I looked over, your door was closed. And I feel bad, right? Because I'm the type of person who says good morning to everybody, right? And she's like, I wasn't here yesterday. Okay. And even though the whole day I kept reminding myself that it's not Thursday, because Thursday she would have for sure been there, right? It's Wednesday. It never clicked that she wasn't going to be there on Wednesday either. So that was the problem, right? Like she laughed at my face
It's not Thursday. It's Sunday. Come on.
Do better, honey.
Bro, I'm such a fail.
Do better.
Is that what it's going to be?
No, bro. We have to think about it, bro.
I'm trying.
I know
That's the
you
problem.
are. Try harder.
You know what the thing is? All the titles come from you.
Try harder.
Go.
I'm going to give you one more shot. Go. Right now. Give me your best shot.
The time is now. Act now.
But wait, there's more.
Go.
Okay. Good, but not good enough. So, my face must have been a sight when she told me that, because I feel like I love that look when the realization hits for somebody and it's like, whoa. That's what happened to me. It was the whoa of that, which, if I could just interject one more story very quickly and we're done. Okay. I had that moment with you this morning where it was that whoa, right? When we were kids, there were many Saturday mornings where my dad would tell us from the night before, we're going to the beach tomorrow. We did not grow up going on vacation, so going to the beach was like taking a vacation, okay? We would get up. He would say, we need to be out of here at 6 o'clock in the morning. So what were we doing at 5 o'clock? Making sandwiches, filling coolers, and all that stuff. And notoriously, any of my siblings and my mother can attest to the fact that he would never get up any earlier than 8, 8:30, 9 o'clock sometimes, okay? Why we were supposed to leave at 6 a.m., I have no idea. My mom actually would fight with him so much because it was like, I had to get up to get the little ones ready and all that stuff, right? So my dad would get up many times and he would be like, kids, I'm sorry, but it's going to rain today. We're not going to be able to go. And I still, to this day, like I feel the tug in my heart of the disappointment of something that I was looking forward to so much being taken away from me. And today, as I'm thinking about that with you, all of a sudden it creeps into my mind like, how did my dad know it was going to rain? He didn't have weather app on his phone. There was no such thing. In fact, we didn't have a computer.
Well, you wouldn't have had a computer.
Correct. Okay.
The internet started in 99, woman.
I don't think so. I think it was in 84, 86.
99 was when AOL was available to people at home.
I don't think that you're right
90,
about that.
or
Can you
98.
ask Meta? Let's put Meta to the test.
Hey, Meta.
I'm going to say it was 80 something.
When was
The World Wide Web.
the World Wide Web invented?
The World Wide Web was invented by Tim Berners-Lee in 1989.
In 1989.
When was internet available for people at home?
Hey Meta, when was internet available to people at home?
The internet became widely available to people at home in the mid to late 1990s.
Mid to late. Okay.
1990s. I'm
Okay.
telling you, I remember because it was
Mid to late. So 95 to 98, let's say.
no.
96 to 99.
Yes, I'll take.
Okay,
I'll take
96
96 to 99. 96.
Bro, that's it right there.
What? 96 to 99.
I'll take 96 to 99.
I'll take 96. There it is.
Nobody will know what we're talking about. They'll be like, well, what? Okay, honey, wait, we got to wrap it up.
Go ahead.
That's it. Anyway, it was the realization of he didn't watch the news. He had no internet. He had no apps. How did he know it was going to rain? And then you know what would happen? You know what would happen? There would be a dark cloud that passed over for like half an hour, and then the sun was brightly shining. And I would just stand there looking out at the sun, thinking, wow, all that sun that we could have had at the beach. And now I've got to ask him to tell me the truth. Did he say that because he just didn't feel like going to the beach that day?
You need to ask him.
I need to ask him because all this time I've never thought about how did he get that info. And the realization that it could have just been because he didn't want to go. Wow.
He won't admit it.
And
Anyways,
there's no consequence now.
no consequence. Alrighty. You ready to go watch some crazies riding bulls?
Sure. Wow. Bro,
We got to run.
people better be grateful.
For what?
People better be grateful, bro.
Well, it was 2 hours and 10 minutes. It was a good,
Bro.
good episode.
Bro, I don't want to hear no complaining.
What are you looking at?
My stopwatch.
Oh,
I have a stopwatch
why?
because I like to see how much time we've been going at it. It lets me interject my stories in the
In the proper places?
in the proper places. 2319. 2319. What is 2319?
That's from Toy Story.
No.
Or Monsters, Inc.
Yeah. And what was that?
That was people.
It was like a hazard or something.
It was a hazard
Yeah.
in the human world.
Yeah.
We have a 2319. Anyways, ready to go have some fun?
It wasn't 2319. It was 2850, what you told me. But that's how I remembered it.
It wasn't 2850.
Yeah, it was.
No, it was 1580.
No, it was not. It was not. Okay.
What time was it?
2850.
Okay.
Chicago.
Bukkake.
Not.
Damn it! I did it again. Shh, 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 shh. Okay, there's no time for this. We gotta go. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode.
Maybe that's the title. Maybe we should call it Bukaka.
No.
Bukaka. Not.
No. 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 We are not. We are not. We don't know. We gotta go. Mm-hmm. We're done.
Yep.
I hope you guys enjoyed the episode. Like, share, subscribe. Enjoy a Sunday episode. That means you guys, for some of you, it's 2 episodes you'll be able to listen to this week.
Yeah, that's true.
And
Au revoir.
that's it, right?
Yeah.
All right. Goodbye now.